I survived over 100 hours without sleeping. It's a known fact that everybody needs sleep each day for the body to function, but what would happen to you if you were to go over 100 hours without sleeping? Let's find out. So at the very beginning of the week, to make sure that I don't fall asleep during the course of this challenge, I have a range of activities designed to keep me awake, such as exercising, playing video games, and watching movies. But to make things even more difficult, I won't be drinking any sort of caffeine to help me stay awake. Once a day, I'll also be completing a small test to see how differently my brain's functioning due to lack of sleep. These are the first two tests here. It's just 3 simple questions like connect the dots, reaction time test, and a hand-eye coordination test, which I'll film outside. So the first question is to connect the dots. That was pretty simple, but each day I'm going to time myself to see how long it takes me to complete it. The idea is that each day I go without sleep, the results of the test should get worse and worse. I'm now up to the reaction timer test. I got 0.329 seconds. And finally the hand-eye coordination test. So all I have to do now is go downstairs and throw the tennis ball against the wall and catch it in my other hand 10 times in a row. Just past 12 AM now on the first night. I'm playing Call of Duty just to pass the time pretty much. Coming first because I'm a boss, and yeah, I'm just trying to find new things to do all the time, otherwise I'm gonna fall asleep. I've also decided that I need to come up with some sort of plan or routine by tomorrow night, because at the moment I'm just playing video games. So I'm 24 hours into the challenge. One thing I just realized is that I can't really drive anywhere because it'd be too dangerous, so I'm kind of stuck here. Some of the side effects that I've been experiencing so far are drowsiness, fatigue, leg tremors, and impaired concentration. I kind of expected those things to happen because I researched the side effects online before filming this video, and I also read some of the side effects after day 3, 4, and 5 as well, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. These are the results I did from the tests as well before. I was still able to complete the connect the dots, but it took me 51 seconds. My reaction time was noticeably slower, and I didn't fully complete the hand-eye coordination test at 100% accuracy. Yeah, my brain's starting to feel the effects of not sleeping, but it's only been 24 hours, so I'm still okay. Otherwise, that's about it. So the plan I made last night was to keep myself busy at the beginning of the night and then do some sort of exercise around 1 AM and 3 AM. It's 1:15 AM now, so I've just finished doing some push-ups, but the main thing I'm doing to keep myself awake is playing video games, keeping the lights turned on, and listening to some music in the background. I'm starting to think this is a really bad idea. Another side effect that started were hallucinations. They were only small things to begin with, like seeing someone standing in the corner of a room, and when I go to look again they'd be gone. But as time went on during the next 2 days, these hallucinations got worse and worse. In fact, my concentration and memory were so bad at this point I could only film parts of the video. I had reminders set on my phone to complete the tests each day, so I'd film myself doing those, but that was about it. As for the results, the connected dots took me 1 minute and 21 seconds to complete, compared to the first day, which only took me 44 seconds. I was also slower on the reaction test as well, with a result of 0.782 seconds, and I could only catch the tennis ball twice in the hand-eye coordination test. I'd also begin to do something and then forget what I was going to do. Like when you walk into a room to get something, and as soon as you walk through the doorway, you forget why you're there. And that would probably happen to me 2 to 3 times per day. Throughout the night, I'd continue my routine of exercising and keeping myself busy, but every night it got more and more difficult to stay awake, and by around 3:30 I'd begun to lose all hope. I'm at the point now where the side effects of not getting enough sleep are so harmful that I'm just not sure why I'm doing this anymore. Something that started off what I thought was a good idea for a video has turned into a living nightmare. I don't know how much longer I can go on like this. By the 72-hour mark, I'd pulled myself together, and I decided to have a shower to try and freshen up. It would be the first shower I had since day 2, but it would turn out to be the worst decision I could have made. I just got out of the shower about an hour ago. Couldn't be in there for any more than 2 minutes. The water felt like knives stabbing into my back, but I do feel a little more awake. The hallucinations also started getting worse and worse. I constantly felt like bugs were crawling on me, but that wouldn't be the end of it. Another side effect that begun were time skips. I would be doing something 1 minute, and the next I would be in a different room, not knowing how or why I was there. I hadn't been asleep, I'd just suddenly forgotten what had happened in the last hour or two. I still completed the tests, and the results for each test were terrible. I couldn't finish the connect the dots, I got over a second in the reaction timer test, and I couldn't catch the tennis ball once in the hand-eye coordination test. By this point, filming the video was completely out of my mind, and I was just waiting for the timer to finish the countdown. I didn't even know why I was waiting for the timer to finish the countdown. I passed out around 4 o'clock that afternoon, somewhere around 103 hours into the challenge. The timer had gone off 3 hours prior, but my computer was turned off so I didn't realise, and my memory was so bad I completely forgot to check. I eventually woke up at 10 o'clock that night and it felt like I'd been brought back to life again. I'd only gotten 6 hours of sleep, but my memory started to improve and hallucinations finally stopped. I just slept for the first time in almost 5 days. I still feel like crap though, but I guess that's to be expected after staying awake for such a long time. It took me about 3 days to get back into my regular sleep pattern again, as my body had to readjust to how I was before I took on this challenge. This was by far the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, so if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching.